Hey, it's your girl Jeray Speaks, and welcome to today's episode of Mend the Vow podcast. I am here to help you grow, persevere by sharing my triumphs and my struggles in life, both before and after the vow. A lot of times we choose to eliminate things from our story because we don't want to see the dirtiness inside of us after God has refined us. But we don't want others to see us that way either. So I am here to be your big sister, your auntie, your niece, your friend, anything that I can be to hold your hand as I filter through life in these mini episodes to let you know that you are not alone and that God is here with you. So grab your favorite cup of beverage, whatever that may be. Mine is coffee. Grab a notepad and something to write with, whether it be a pen, pencil, or on your iPad or on your Google Chromebook that has a pen, whatever you are notating from. Make sure that you bring you wisdom, knowledge that is from God so that you can hear everything that God has for you. Let's get into today's episode of Mend the Vow podcast. Hey, it's your girl Jeray Speaks, and welcome to another episode of Mend the Vow podcast. On this podcast episode, we'll be talking about trading places, the uncomfortable decision in going full time into your business. On the last episode, we dug in a little bit about, is it time to divorce your career? And so I'm back with a comfortable and yet uncomfortable decision that I have walked in. And so with that, I am going to be going over what has been happening from point A to point B and how did I get here. So point A is I was on a journey and in prayer discussing with the Father when will be the right time for me to leave my career and go full time into my business. And this has been a journey. I would not move from the decision of feeling uncomfortable until He really gave me the ultimate landing place and the time and everything like that. And every time that I thought about not going into my career another day, I really started to get this nagging feeling that, okay, even though I didn't want to go into the office, that I still needed to be productive. I still needed to yield and wait on God. So hang on tight, get your favorite beverage, and make sure that you get something to write with because we are going to dive in to this episode and it's going to be one roller coaster of a ride. So stay tuned and I'll be right back. Hey guys, and welcome back along with this journey. I am literally excited to share this next exciting news in this venture of me coming to full term and just being back in full time of my time and also running my business full time and also getting some new accounts for my business and also clients. So I want to bring you guys up to full speed of what happened in my career and coming back into full throttle and full time in my business. I have to give myself a round of applause because this has been something I have been waiting for ever since I laid it down back in 2021. For those that do not know my journey, I lost my mom back in 2021 and in the month of September. She passed away 3 days shy of her 64th birthday. And I have been, grieving her and still am. And I have just been really taking my time and not picking too many things back up. And so when I went into work, I want to say Tuesday of last week, which was, let me see, Tuesday of last week was the 7th, I believe. No, it wasn't the 7th. Let me look on my calendar. Just give me 1 second because I want to give you guys the exact date. So it was the 28th of February that I went in. And when I tell you guys, something hit me, right? Something hit me. And I was just so agitated. And I was going back and forth with the director. We were going over some stuff, and I when I first got into work on that Monday and that Tuesday, I was a little bit settled in getting back to work, because prior of that I had taken some time off, because I was literally grieving my mom very heavily, and I didn't want that to like overshadow what was going on in my professional life. So I had to take that time off, and of course they obliged the time because I let them know, hey, I need time off. So I did some remote work from home and everything like that. And when I tell you, when I got back, I thought I was ready. And I was like, okay, I'm going in, blah, blah, blah. And when I get back, it's just like this chaos in the office just was there. When I left, my desk was tidy, it was clean. When I get back, there's all type of files and everything like that. And so I'm kind of like irritated about that. But then I'm like, okay, well, no big deal. They have to go through files. And it's just a certain particular way you want to come back to your things being fixed, but you have no control, if you're not there, given I wasn't there. And I am emailing when I wasn't at work, I was emailing my schedule, what I did, keeping everybody in the loop, but nobody returned that favor to me. We were getting audited for the month of March, and we had a lot of stuff to get done and everything like that. So I was given certain tasks when I came back, and I said, all right. And even in my spirit of agitation, I said, I'm gonna get this stuff done. And so I was going along my list, getting everything done. And then the director of the company was like, well, of the program was like, do you want to be a part of the debriefing of the training we just had? And I just said no. I said I'm going down the list, and I'm finishing up everything that you gave me so that I can still be, on point. And so she was just like, well, such and such is going to be out of town, and we're not going to have her for this amount of time. I said, give me some time and let me finish out this email to send out to, a particular group of young people that I had to do like a monthly engagement with. And that conversation just broke out into a whole argument. And so when that argument happened, nobody was calling anybody out their names. It just got real heated. And she goes and tells me, because she's been on my head about how do I have enough time to run a business, to run my mother's nonprofit, and to have a whole career. And I was like, why are you so concerned about my personal business? Now, this is just me coming off the cuff because I keep it real with you guys. And so I was just asking her, like, why are you so invested in my personal life? I'm here, I get the job done, and yada, yada, yada. So we get pulled away from each other, and I go talk to HR. And I was just like, look, I literally don't know what else to do. I've tried to, in previous conversations, try to be the one to have the communication, um, you know, go in a way that will help bring our group together. Now, this particular director does not know how to, and I'm not, being funny just because I'm not there. She's with this with everybody. She does not know how to direct. She does not know how to talk to people. And that bothers me. And I told her, I said, we need to have a common ground. Like, you want things done, but then you don't have a certain particular way that you communicate with people. You're cut and dry. You don't do nothing. Like, you were hired to oversee things. And when I particularly come and ask you something, you say that you don't have to know these things, when I know directly that is a certain lie that you tell. And so with that, it was just really bothering me. And she felt like she didn't have to learn our programs when it's mandated that everybody knows the program. So if somebody isn't there, or we need to go a different route, then we can do that. Now, most of you guys may be wondering, okay, well, what did you do for your career? I was one of the top career coaches over the IEP program in the state of Illinois, where I work with, youth, and, got them ready for job readiness, trained them on particular things, and also got job placement. So it was a whole bunch of stuff that was just in this one role. And we had to go out and recruit. We had to just be in trainings for different hours at a time. We had to do trauma trainings. We had to, just get them up to par and also teach them policies and procedures, and also take them on, different trips and take them to get clothes. It was just a whole bunch of stuff. And I loved what I did, but it was just for me, when you are under a particular role and you are given everything that you have and something is shorting it, and you know that you are being devalued and undermined, and you're trying your best to communicate with this person and they're like unhinged. And so I sat in the meeting and they were trying to do like the whole kumbaya experience for us to work on our communication. And she revealed something. She said, I have a hard time working with Black women. Okay. I said, okay. Oh, I didn't know that. I did not know that. Now, we're all African American women, right? But my thing is that why would you bring an experience that you had inside of a new role where you don't know anybody? You are allowing your past experiences to unfold, and you're not even giving anybody, any woman of color, a chance to work and to really get to know you professionally. So whatever bad experience that you had, it's seeping into the new role that you are leading. And so after those things were revealed, I just felt the need, to literally reevaluate what happened and what went on. And so jumping back into the current, um, after that Tuesday it really got intense. And so after I was um done with HR, they were like, Dre, what do you want to do? I said, there's nothing that can be done. Nothing. I said, either you guys move my office to somewhere else or put me in another position. I said, because I cannot work with her. Like, it's difficult when you have somebody that is directing, but they're not directing. And I don't like confrontation, but you will not disrespect me. I will speak my mind in the most respectable way, but I will make sure that I get my point across professionally. Now, I did not dig into anything personal. I just asked her, why do you feel like you can't communicate and direct? And she asked me, she was like, well, you're not directable. You have your hands in so many things. I feel like you're not in tune with your role all the way. I said, that's not true. I get my numbers, I do my job. Everybody here knows that, and everybody can vouch for me. Not because, oh, I'm the popular one, but because I'm likable and I do my job and I get results. Now, mind you, 3 times before this, because of her, I tried to resign from my position and they would not let me because they told me time and time again, you hold value here and we want to cultivate all the gifts that you have. But when I tell you that when it is your time up and you put things before the hands of God, He is not going to allow you to stay somewhere. God tells us in His Word that we are supposed to acknowledge Him in all of our ways, and He will direct our path. So even when I was mad, even when I was frustrated, even when I felt like this job was like on its last leg, I still was asking God, God, what do you want to do? And so when HR asked me what I want to do, I said, I want to leave for the day. I do not want to be around her. And this is what they told me. They said, okay, in their exact words, take the rest of the day off and we will reach out to you. Now, when an employer says that they will reach out to you, that means don't come back in until they get in contact with you, right? And so I didn't show up on Tuesday. No, on Wednesday, I'm sorry. And what happened was they're calling me, Jeray, where are you? You told me don't come back until somebody reach out to me. So what's the problem? So then they ended up sending out one email. Oh, we're having a meeting on Thursday and we need you to come into the office at 9:40. Okay. And then I get another email saying that we're going to have a meeting and it was going to be on Google Hangout. So okay, they changed it to 9:15. 9:10 comes, I'll log in into the virtual meeting. Okay, 9:18 hits, nobody is there. Now I reach out to the person that set up the meeting and they're furious. Dre, how come you're not in the office? Well, I explained. I received an in-person invite and then I received also a virtual invite. She then explains to me, oh, well, anytime we send out a meeting, it's also going to set up a virtual meeting too. Anyway, I was like, make it make sense. So then I'm all like, okay, well, what is the reason for this meeting? Because now I'm pressed because now you get an attitude with me. I didn't have an attitude the whole time. But I'm all like, why are you so um agitated at this point? And she was all like, well, we need you to come into the office. Everybody knows what's going on, and you just need to come into the office. Everybody knows what's going on. Huh? Okay. I'll come in. I have no problems, no quarrels with anyone. Hey, I'll come in. Make a long story short, I make sure I bring all my equipment, my work phone, my work computer, and I already know what's going on. And when I tell you, by the time I get on the road, I'm praising God. Okay? I'm glorifying Him. I'm interceding. I'm all like, God, I know something is about to happen. And Lord, you cover this. Whatever lie has been told, blah, 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 blah. God, you fix this. So, mind you, although her and I had this, what they want to call argument, bottom line is they let me go for insubordination. Are you serious? That's the only thing that y'all out. Now, I was an outstanding employee and not just saying it because it's me. I really was. I literally put my heart and soul into that role. And the fact that HR pulled me to the side and they said, Jure, we know what's up. We have to do this because you were loud with her and she is your supervisor. Okay, I understand. And she said, I'm not trying to make you, let me tell you how God flipped this. She said, I'm not trying to make you smile or give you any false information, but we're waiting on her to do some things. And then we're going to let her go too, because it's not right, the things that she's not complying with. All right. I'm not worried. So let me tell y'all what happened. And all of that, right? I got let go for insubordination, yada, yada, yada. God tells me before you leave, because I had a 50-minute drive back home. He said, before you leave, I'm just paraphrasing, spin a block on that last deal that you wanted. My father is always going to see about me, right? And he should see about you too. If you are in alignment with what he wants to do, and if you are giving everything to him. In his word, he says, weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. And with that, when he told me to spin a block on that last deal I wanted, I went straight to someone that I wanted to work with. But they couldn't do it because there was red tape in where I was working. I said, okay. I went in there. I said, I don't work at my last job anymore. They said, yeah. I said, yeah, when can we set up a meeting to talk about moving forward with this partnership? He said, be here at 10 a.m. Okay, I'm excited, yada, yada, yada. I give it no other thought. Monday gets here. I go in and he's not there. And I walked to the front. I said, where's such and such? Oh, well, he'll be back in an hour and 30 minutes. God, what's going on? I call him. Hey, where are you? Our meeting is at 10 o'clock. Oh, I'm coming right back. And such is running late. Okay, because the enemy was trying to get me into a panic, like, oh, this isn't going to happen. You don't have your career right now and blah. No, because what's for me is what's for me. We get in there, we crunch numbers. I get 3 accounts over all of 3 of their businesses. And I'm happy because I'm back in my element, right? And on top of that, the moment they decided to let me go, I gained 2 more clients. One to do a ministry site, another to coach, to do a mentorship. I said, okay, God, I see you. And it's up from now. It's really up from here. And I say that because when you are willing to let God in, even when it feel like, it's hard to trade places in the uncomfortable decision and going full time into your business. You got to trust God. You got to trust him. You got to trust him to lead you, guide you, even when it feels like your commitment to your business is failing and your commitment to your job is going forth, and you're finding every reason not to be on that job. Don't leave before the time, because you can shift in the wrong way, and when God is saying endure, it can be a few days. See, when I was praying, God was working things out for me. When I was losing ground at that job, God was preparing the next thing for me. And he'll do the same for you too, if you will trust him to lead you and guide you into that place. I pray that this episode of Men the Vow podcast has stretched you, has allowed you to see a glimpse of what God is doing for me, and that will give you the encouragement and the faith to hold on where you are and to allow God to process you and to let him be your guiding light in all that you are doing in this life. God bless you guys, and I will see you on the next episode of Men the Vow podcast.